Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome everyone to the Answers for Elders Radio Network. And we are here again. We have an amazing series as we've been talking to the staff at MorningStar Senior Living in Hillsboro, Oregon. And for those of you that have been listening to our podcast and learning a little bit about what MorningStar is all about, MorningStar is a senior living organization that expands pretty much throughout the western sector of the United States, including all the way into, Iowa.
Yes.
and left. And it's amazing because I got up this morning and my husband and I drove down here this morning and brought our therapy dog Whidbey with us. And so as we've been here, which is really amazing, all of a sudden I see this name on a list, and the name is Emily Hoover, and she is the Life Enrichment Director here. But Emily and I have a very special history because she came from Seattle, and she and my therapy dog Whidbey, her dog Smokey, they went through therapy dog training together.
Yes.
So it was really exciting to get to know that you were down here, Emily. And, you're amazing because you have such an incredible background, for what you do. And it just shows the caliber of people that are here. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. It's wonderful that we have the connection, get to see Whidbey and you.
I know.
It's amazing.
Whidbey was like right away. It was like, I know you.
Yes.
Yeah. So Emily, you came from another organization. And so you kind of have been in senior living, and it's kind of really amazing. So tell us a little bit before we start, how did you get here to MorningStar in Hillsboro?
Yeah. So I'm a music therapist, and I did that degree and that whole program. And then from there was loving working with seniors. And so I worked for another senior living company. And then I grew up in Oregon, where I worked previously was in Seattle. That's how I know you. And my husband and I were hoping to move back closer to family. And so we're looking for another company to work for in life enrichment and music therapy, and to bring Smokey, my therapy dog, to be a part of a community. And actually, crazy story, the MorningStar in Happy Valley, where my parents are, my grandma was supposed to move in there. And everything was going to happen. Of course, COVID happened. She lived somewhere else, and she had dementia. And so she ended up passing away. But that was kind of our first introduction to MorningStar. So I knew what MorningStar was. I knew about the foundation and everything. And I loved the company. And I know my grandma would be so happy that I'm working for a company that wants to honor God and everything. So she would be very proud. And so it just so happened that the timeline worked out perfectly for me when we were moving down here, that the Life Enrichment Director position was open, and I was accepted into it.
It's so amazing because it truly is an organization with heart.
Yes.
And, we talked a little bit, I spent quite a bit talking to Matt, the executive director here, and he talked a lot about, what sets MorningStar apart. And, it's such an honor to work with your organization. I am thrilled to be able to, meet so many amazing individuals that have been that make up a part of this. And you being what we call Life Enrichment Director, people may not know what that is. Sure. Why don't you define what that is?
Yeah. So Life Enrichment Director is the person who oversees all of the activities, the events that would go on at a community. They're going to, whether it comes down to a daily interaction of activities that are going on, to a monthly, to a weekly, they're going to be working with residents to create something that they love and they want to participate in. It's not just, oh, I'm Emily and this is what I would like to do.
Sure.
It's what do the residents want? What do they engage with the best? And trying to find the things that people love and to help them grow their passion in whatever it may be, whether it's something new or something they've done for a really long time. So
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that, because I did a little video tour as you saw me out there with my, and the thing that's so amazing is doing that. I mean, my goodness, there's a poker table out there.
Yes.
There's game boards, there's TVs all over the place. So there's, I'm sure there's Seahawk games and Blazer games and all different types of, events that go on here.
Mm-hmm.
And you obviously, all of that kind of planning centers with you.
Yes.
But I'm sure you do community events, but you also work with special private events too. Do you not? Like if there's a resident that wants to have like a garden club over here or something like that, then you help work with that?
Yes. Yeah. So we're hoping to have, book club, gardening club. I'm hoping to have a community outreach club that works with our local food bank as well as schools in the area to have a volunteer program, whether that could be, a small project we work on for, the police officers. We're going to make baskets this month, but next month we're going to be making candles and we're going to sell them to go towards a nonprofit organization, whatever it may be. And the hope is to really get residents involved in that. Maybe at Christmas, doing angel tree. I mean, who knows? There could be anything that we could be involved in. And then as well as, creating a garden, creating, maybe somebody's into wood shop. We can work with that. We can create something there. We'll have, men's club, women's club, whatever it may be.
A book club.
Yes. Bible study. Definitely. So we're excited for that. I've also been interested in doing some legacy work with residents as well.
That'd be amazing.
Creating a space for them to have support into, whether it's writing stuff about their life or maybe they're creating something that showcases some part of their life if they're into art. So yeah.
Well, Emily, what I think about is the quality of life and having the ability to exercise and make an outlet in life. And I think that's one of the things that we talked briefly about before of, you come from an Alzheimer's memory care background.
Yes.
You're the perfect person to ask, why is it important for seniors? Because I always talk about it, but why is it important for seniors to have social interaction?
Yeah. It is so important because our brain needs stimulation, not just from TV or the short interactions that we have. It's best when you're in community. You feel supported. You have somebody who cares about you, who checks on you. And it is important for those interactions to be successful too, to create an environment that person, whether it's somebody in independent living or somebody who has dementia, feels like they have that purpose in life, and also feels loved while doing it.
It's also exercising the brain. Doesn't that have a lot to do with it? So, TV just comes at you, right? There's not a sense of, people say, there's no sense of, I have to communicate. I have to think. So what happens is if you don't use it, you lose it. Right. So one of the things that's great about having the kind of activities that you plan, there's a lot of opportunity for interaction. Is there not?
Definitely. And I would say one thing sometimes, like when you look at an activity calendar for a place, you might go, oh, trivia, this, all these different things. And sometimes you might be surprised by how good something is for your brain, right? Even a simple crossword, you're using your brain. Maybe you're playing a game. Like the other day we played categories.
I love that.
It's a fun game, but you're having to use your brain, think about the categories. And that is important to keep your brain.
Bingo.
Yes.
Big with seniors.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why, because it helps you use those neuron pathways. That is so vitally important. And I'm definitely one of these days going to talk to you about music therapy. But can you touch on music therapy? And I'm sure you bring music in. Here's this beautiful piano sitting there.
Yeah. So using music is so important because it does connect to all the different areas of your brain. Music, they've seen in MRIs, the brain lights up, right?
Yeah.
And so you're able to tap into those places where maybe somebody is having a harder time communicating, or maybe it's just a memory that comes back up from a specific song. And you can use that to, reminisce together, to have a connection, whatever it may be, to write songs together, to create music, to do exercise through music. I mean, that is a huge thing also in senior living as well.
Yeah. And I know that I've heard amazing stories. Like I've heard, and we'll get into this in another podcast, because you guys don't have memory care here, but you're such an amazing expert on this kind of stuff. So I could talk to you for 3 hours about this topic. Definitely. But I think one of the things that's really important is, if you don't use it now, you will lose it. And that's the thing that I think is so vitally important, and making sure that you have the outlet, like this type of a community, whether it's this community or it's social organizations or things like that, that you get yourself out. And it's really easy, especially I think since the pandemic, so many seniors, they kind of stayed in their homes, and they don't want to go out now. They're in their cocoon. And that's why, why we started the therapy dogs, which was really great. So we've had an opportunity, you and I started, and we were making visits all over the place. And so that's been really an exciting thing to see our seniors light up with pets too, with animals and things like that. And you are a pet friendly community here, are you not?
We are, yes. So lots of our residents are going to be bringing animals. And then we also have, obviously, my dog, Smokey, who's coming to visit, and already the residents love him. He got his fresh haircut, so they were all happy to see him. And then we also, our maintenance director also has a dog as well, Potato, and he comes to visit too. He's a bulldog. So we already have dogs, and I know some residents are going to have cats in the community. So we're excited to bring pets in there, because some people.
So if somebody's interested in this community, let's say you're in the greater Portland area. If you guys have a question, pick up the phone and call and ask. I think there's one of the things that people think, oh, well, it wouldn't, I have too perplexed, I collect teapots, and there's no way that I could get all my teapots in a place. You know what? You'd be surprised. They're going to do whatever it takes. I was kidding around, I've got like 75 rose bushes, right? And I thought, well, I guess wherever I go, they're going to have to accommodate all my rose bushes. And somebody says, we'll name it the Suzanne Newman Memorial Garden. So it was kind of funny. We laughed, but the thing that's really great is those are the kind of things that you can do to bring a legacy forward. And it doesn't hurt to ask. And if maybe it's not the full thing, but maybe there's ways in which you can still exercise that passion and do that. And when you're talking about legacy, I think that's one of the pieces, right? People want to know that they have purpose, and that they've got, that they can carry that forward. So I am really just so thrilled that you're here. And I'm probably going to be bugging you to do more podcasts. So I'd love to have it. So anyway, Emily, thank you so much for having the time with us.
Thank you. I'm happy to talk about it.
And for each and every one of you, if you go to MorningStarSeniorLiving.com/Hillsboro, you will see this community, amazing photos just opening this week. And also Hillsboro, again, is only one of the many communities that MorningStar has. So if you go on there and you live someplace in the kind of the western sector of the USA, I think you might be surprised that there might be one near you. So thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.
And to each and every one of you, thank you so much for being with us in this amazing day. And we hope you've enjoyed having time with me during MorningStar's grand opening. Thank you, Emily. And thank you, everyone, for being with us. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.